Hi, and welcome to LNA Does Audio Stuff. So, as you might know, in this channel, I create a lot of Ableton Live content, and I have a series called All About Ableton Live, where I go through all the devices, all the instruments in very much detail. So now I have this new series called Using the Tools, which means we are doing sound design using these different tools in Ableton Live, and you can see all of them in action and some tips and tricks on how to create certain elements. So this is what we will be doing today. We're going to create a lift, and we're going to create bassline and synth chords, or synth kind of pluggy sound. So this is what you're going to learn today. So this is a riser, and a little drop. So let's get into it now. Let's do this. Let's create some tunes. I hope so. 30 minutes started there. That was fast. Okay, so instruments, wavetable. Let's put that in. There we go. Let's create a bass. So first things that you need to know about creating good basses is that you need a lot of depth, a lot of color, and good rhythm. So what we can find that is really simple steps in Wavetable. So we can use the oscillator one, and let's just basic shapes. So we have square wave, maybe on the first one. On the second oscillator, let's activate that, and we could use maybe more like a triangle or sine wave on that one. Very simple. So already what we have is something like this. Very interesting. Okay, so then on the next second oscillator, we can detune it slightly. Again, this is always a very fun way to add dimension to any sound, is detuning the other oscillator slightly. Is this on bass, synth, or whatever? So that's really cool. Okay, so the next one is sub. So we need to definitely have a sub sound, and well, let's go on octave down on it. And we need to add some tone. Oh yeah, that already sounds so much better. So already that as a sound is really cool because we have color and we have depth. So I'm just gonna put that a little bit lower. Okay, so color and depth. Then, very important, is envelope. Okay, so this is what adds the groove to it. So do we want to have a little bit slower attack? Like that. And adds already the kind of like a little bit of pumping effect to it. And then decay, I usually like having that little bit lower so that we get the pumping. Okay, and then release. Do you want to have the tail in the end? I might want to have that, but in that case, I want to maybe put the attack a little bit more slower. And then, of course, we had the filter. So now, because of this wave shape, so we are more like a triangle wave shape here, it adds a lot of that like high-end frequencies to it. So we have the free filter here that we can use now to filter. Example with the high pass, low pass filter, we can filter away unwanted frequencies. And then I also have one of my favorite tools is LFO. And if you contact LFO into the envelope, so we could have the envelope 2 example, and we can make it a bit similar, lower, something like that. We can have that set up, and we can connect it with the LFO1, and that can add a lot of also movement to it. So we could do filter frequency, And so LFO and envelope 2. So we could use actually no. Let's take the LFO one, which is here, and we're going to put it to the filter frequency like that. So I'm just going to put like a little bit. So you can see that it moves around a little bit when we press the button, and that movement can add a lot of depth and texture into the bass sound. So I'm going to actually go to the note so we can set the rate, exact rate that we want. And I might go a bit slower, so it almost adds like it sounds usually with music, it sounds a bit like it can give, if it's in filter frequency, it can give a little bit like a side chaining effect, or if we add it also to the amp. Can you hear that? That's a really cool sound, actually. I'm liking this. So let's just go on ahead and create a little bit of tune. So I personally like for bass, oh, it's already on, scale A minor, pentatonic. So whatever, A, E, whatever. But minor pentatonic, it sounds really cool on a bass. So we could go here and draw some notes. So I'm just going to go 1 bar. And then let's make that 4 bars long. D, and maybe D, and then, oh, too high up. Too high up. So what I'm doing is I'm just highlighting them both and then shift and arrow down, and it goes octave lower. D, and maybe just go here. Nice. I actually like that. And what we can also do, we can actually add the unison and the glide. So we're going to go to mono. And then we're going to add a little bit crossover between these notes. Here we go. A bit like this. Just a little bit crossover. And we're going to add a glide. And already sounds much more interesting to have the glide in it. Actually, I might just keep that as one long note. And then we're also gonna go to the unison here. And this is what actually adds a lot of dimension and width into the sound. Already pretty cool sound. So classic or shimmer are really nice with bass, I think. And the voices is how many voices, how big do we want the sound to be? An amount. I actually like the classic mode. No, shimmer. Shimmer is a bit more retro. If you're looking for retro sound, shimmer is really cool for that. Okay, so we have now a bass. So let's move into chords. Okay, so chords. Let's just create something quite simple, something very basic. Very basic. So this time I want to play with the wavetable. So we have here on the oscillator, on the top of there, we have the different type of collections for wavetable collections. So example, I could go to harmonics on the first one and I could just see. So this is collection of sine waves, but maybe I want a strong 7. Ooh, that is pretty cool. And then let's go to the oscillator 2, activate that. And from there, I want to go to instrument collection. And then from there, maybe harmonica. Yes, that's pretty cool. And we're making a housey song. So we're going to go ba, 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 ba. And for this one, I want to have it a bit like quite short and quite staccato. So let's go amp again, amp envelope, and we're going to go into the decay, put that a little bit slower. But so we can have decay quite low, but then release a little bit longer. And again, detune it a little bit on the other oscillator. Right now, we're going to keep it in poly, and we're going to go unison again. And then for this one, maybe shimmer. How nice is that? And for this one, I actually do want to put the LFO one into the frequency, but I might also map it in the matrix into one of the oscillators. Okay, so we could have LFO1 going into the filter and LFO2 going into the oscillator. So let's see how we're going to do that. So we have LFO1. I might go into a fixed rate. There we go. And then I'm going to go to filter frequency, and we're going to change. Maybe other way around. Yeah, and a little bit slower. We don't want it to go that as fast as that. And you can almost hear that it turns into almost like a Pluck Synth instrument. That's really cool. Little bit less. Oh my god, that sounds really good. Okay, so then we have LFO2, and I want it to control LFO2 to oscillator 1 position. So it's that crossover there. So let's just see. So that is connecting this LFO2 into the oscillator 1 here. And you can see that it changes now. It moves this up and down. And that can add also a lot of change into the tonal quality of the sound, which is really cool. So, a little bit more. Yeah, that's more nicer this way around. And then if I put the filter frequency a little bit lower, we still have the plug, but we can hear the quality of the sound a little bit more. Let's do this one as well, a tiny bit. Just like tiny bit. Okay, let's see how that sounds in the song. Okay, so we're gonna go and click there, and we're gonna go and add third. So we're gonna do. You know what I mean? So octave lower. No, actually, it was quite nice there. How about something like this? So we could go. Oh, and then we need to change the grid again. So it needs to be like this, and then we're going to copy them. Whoop. Like that. Yes, and then duplicate that. And then we need to see, where did the bass go after that? So it's that's F, G. So A, F, G, A. Okay. So we can go put that bit longer as well. No, 4 bars. So din, din, din. So that is A. Then I'm just gonna go and copy those, and we're gonna go to the F. But now you can see that it's not on the blue, so that means that it's out of tune. So if we put it on the G, it should be on tune. And then if we're gonna go, it was G after that, so we're gonna copy those again. Copy paste, and we're gonna drag them down to G, again out of tune if it's there, and then we just copy paste this again to the end, and let's see how that sounds. That could go better, couple up. I'm just using my arrows to go up and down. Yes! And then we're gonna have that maybe going up here. And maybe up one. Yes! That's so cool! Very cool. I like that. That's a good start. Good start. Good start. Okay, how long do we have? We have 50 minutes. We have actually quite a lot of time. So I'm going to create the vocal, no, not vocal chops. That is in simpler next week. But we're actually going to create a riser as well. So in the end, if we have time, I should have good time, I'm going to edit this a little bit more, and then we're going to add this to this song properly. So let's just create all the materials and then kind of customize them. So then let's create a riser, and that's here, a bridge area. So a riser, we need something kind of developing sound, something that has rhythm, maybe a glide. There's so many different ways to do this in a Wavetable. So let's just have a look. So let's go a Wavetable here. And again, I might work with oscillator, basic oscillators. On the first oscillator, and on the second one I'm gonna go into there. So I'm gonna actually add noise. So we want quite like grinding sound for this one, and I will show you why, because we will use the filters a lot and resonance. We want a lot of color. I'm also gonna add the sub, because who doesn't like a sub in a riser? Yes. No, just -1 octave and tone much higher. Perfect. And for this one, I want to have the amp as it is. So I want it to be quite fast. Attack. And then a little bit longer release. Perfect. For this one, we want to activate the glide. And again, we need to select the glide amount, but I think it should be quite slow. So right now I'm pressing 2 keys same time. So it has that going really slowly. Again, already sounding a bit like a race. Not erase, but race. You get me. Maybe classic mode for this one would be good. Yes! That sounds really cool. Okay, so then we're going to be working with the frequency filter a little bit later. And now we want to add an oscillator to it, because it will be one of the key elements. So again, I'm going to go to the here on the top right corner on the oscillator 1 and add the rate. So we want it to be quite fast. So 1/16 would be good, maybe. And we're going to add it to the no, we're going to add it to the frequency of the amp. So I think it will go other way. No, wait. We could add it actually to the amp. Oh, I'm adding the wrong thing. Sorry. That's what I wanted to add. LFO1 to frequency. I was literally trying to connect amp to an amp. Okay, so that is what we want. We want that movement. We want that movement. We have a sound. We have everything on the place now. And now we just need to use a lot of automation. So firstly, we're going to create a very long bar. So how many is that? 16 bars? No, that's even longer. So 32? Did I count correctly? Exactly 32. Check me out. 16 plus 16. I literally am so bad with math that 16 plus 16 caused me issues. So I'm just going to create 2 very long notes like that. So 1 there and then 1 octave higher on A to A. So now, because we have the collide, we want to make that as long as possible so that we will have the very slow increase from a lower A to a higher A. Okay, but I might want to have this octave lower. Maybe even lower? And also, I might actually want to have it here, that it just only comes in the end of the bridge, actually. I changed my mind. Already quite interesting. Okay, so that is really cool already. But what we want to now do is we want to also filter it. So we want to, 9 minutes left. That's perfect. We want to have the frequency, automate that from here to here so that we have this even more subtle movement coming in. So we can do that. And then if we go to matrix, no, it's fine. We can actually have another filter. So the other one is affecting actually the LFO amount, the other frequency that we just automated. So then we can activate another filter, and then this will add the actual like lift to it on frequency basis. So is it how it's going to open up the band. So frequency filter 2, and we're going to open it up like this. Maybe that a little bit. Let's add a little gap here. It's going. And 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're in a chorus. That is really, really cool, actually. So now we have a riser, we have our main instruments. And now we just need to make them a little bit more interesting, because sound design also extends, of course, outside of these instruments a little bit. So for the bass, let's just name that bass, and that for core, pluck. Is that with B, I think? No, blog. Synth. Let's put synth. Okay, so let's go to bass. And for that one, I want to add also a couple things. So we want to go and add a saturator in the first place, because what did I say? Color makes any bass so much better. Color. So if we have just the bass, the drums, and the bass. Okay, so it sounds a bit dull. It's not the most exciting yet. So let's put saturator. So I'm going to put drive up. And before you're playing anything, remember to put output down. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the here, and from these I will like synode faults. If you don't know, I have a whole tutorial about saturator. If you don't know how it works, go and check that out. I'm gonna link it down below. So we have synode fault. It sounds usually amazing on a bass. Already sounds so much more interesting. So without, it sounds a bit light. So, but we like heavy bass, right? So saturator is the thing. Also, what we also like is a flanger, phaser flanger. Not too much. We add a little bit of warmth, and also flanger, not a phaser, and a mount. And maybe before the saturator. No, definitely not. Just a little bit. A little bit less drive. So this is without them and with. So much more interesting. So much more interesting. And then we have the synth. And for that one, definitely chorus. Sounds so much cooler. And again, saturator. Honestly, for anything saturator, just makes sound so much better. A little bit saturated. And again, I'm gonna put sinofold. Bit too much, and then dry it. Just add that a little bit edge to it. And then frequency, let's use this filter here to go maybe little bit higher. Little bit less depth. So this is without and with. It's a bit too harsh. Just tiny bit. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. It's a bit loud. Obviously, we can add obviously we need to add a little bit of a reverb or delay. Not too much reverb on the bass actually. Just a maybe bit. Okay, perfect. And then we have the rises. So we can add also a little bit delay to it and a little bit reverb. And then it goes up. Yes. And I'm actually pretty happy with this. We even have a couple minutes left, and to be honest, I kind of want more bunchiness onto the drums. Whoop, what is happening? Here we go. And then, you know what? Because we have a little bit of a drop there and we have a little bit of time, I'm going to find a sample, which is wood. Yes, I use this so much, this sound. And here we go. And maybe cymbal. Yeah. Oh, No, a little bit longer. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes, 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 yes. And then we're just gonna extend that a little bit longer like that. And then we're gonna put Complex Pro, format it, and we're gonna reverse it. And now we have another lift inside of a lift. Okay, so this is what we have now in the end. And time is almost up, 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 up. And it goes up, 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 up. I like that. That's actually really cool right there. Wait. We need some more like some kind of sound go. And time is up. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, please hit the bell icon. So in the next weeks, there will be a lot of videos of me completing this song, using different instruments to sound design different elements on the top of this song. Also, thank you so much for all my Patreon family who supports me. These are the amazing people of my fam. So in Patreon, we do weekly Q&A sessions, we have competitions, there's going to be masterclasses, there's so much more material in the Patreon, and also you can ask feedback from me, and you can DM me for questions and stuff like that. So please come there to join us for more content. But hey, thank you so much for being here today, and see you all soon. See you all next Sunday, because I post every Sunday. Okay, bye. Bye.